What's good, YouTube? It's GOATS University, where we're academically, socially, and spiritually superior. My name is Justin, and I'm here to give you the best college advice, from academic advice, social advice, and emotional advice to help you develop yourself into a GOAT college student. Now, this video right here is my most important video on my whole entire channel. It's my first tip video, and I basically want to share the knowledge that I have and share the knowledge that I know now. So as you guys didn't know, if you didn't watch any of my old videos, I'm gonna keep it as short as possible, but I'm an academic advisor where I help out students who are on academic probation raise their grades up. So this is basically how to pass any single college class that you take, from mathematics to English to history to general education to your major classes. This is a basic, literally basic instructions on how to pass any college class. And I'm not lying when I tell you, if you do these steps right here, any class you get at least a C in, like at least, but guaranteed A and B for real, for real. So let's get right into it. Stay tuned. It's GOATS University. We back at it. So I just want to say something short. In order to get your college degree, you don't have to be super duper Harvard smart. I know you might know a lot of people that just were born smart, born naturally gifted, they get straight A's. But to get your degree, you don't have to be super duper smart. I'm not. For an example, I'm not really book smart when it comes to like statistics and citing sources and APA format and all that stuff and studying up on stuff. Like, I'm terrible at that stuff. But somehow I found a way from listening to these steps in order to get my degree. So that's why I'm sharing it with you. And the main point is just caring. If you're not that book smart, you just gotta care, man. You're spending thousands on thousands on thousands on thousands on thousands of dollars every single year for you to go to school. So why would you not care about something? I know you care about those Jordans that you have, or that PS4 that you got, or them necklaces and all that jewelry and all them the brand new purse that you got. You care about that. You spend all this money on that stuff and you care about that. You want to make sure that your shoes aren't shine. So why don't you care about your education? And that's how you have to go into college. So when I drop these tips to you, every single last one of them, you got to do 100% if you really want to pass, if you really want to get your money's worth, if you really want to get that degree. So let's get it started. GOATS University, we out here. Number one, attend every single class. Perfect attendance. I know some of y'all are like, oh, I can't do that. You know, especially where I'm at, it's super cold out. Sometimes you look out the window, it's snowing, or it's like -2 degrees, and you're like, man, I don't even feel like getting up right now. Perfect attendance is the best first impression on an impression when they go to typing your grades. Especially if you're sitting in the front row, which is number two. Sitting in the front row of class, not only does it help you be more engaged with the class, but you also establish an eye relationship with your professor. So whenever your professor's teaching you a lecture and stuff like that, you usually make eye contact with them versus you sitting all the way in the back where they don't even know who you are. So by you coming to every single class and sitting in the front row of class, your professor knows your face. Your professor knows that you take college seriously and that you take this class or hers or his class seriously. So those are the first two big impressions on how to pass any single class. Like when I tell you the impact of sitting in the front row and going to every single class, that's probably like the main key right there. Because the professor knows that you want to pass and that you care about your college, like I mentioned in the beginning. Number three, volunteer in class discussions in every single class. I don't care if you're in a boring rock class where you're learning about rocks. I don't care if you're in a sewing class. I don't care if you're in an acting class. Your voice needs to be heard in that classroom. Professors do not want to sit up and lecture the whole entire time while everybody's just quiet staring at them. Even if you don't care about the subject, raise your hand and just put some input, ask a question. Professors love having open discussions in classes. So like when you're just, you know, hey, for an example, let's say you're in I was criminology. So one time we were talking about, you know, police officers and police brutality on people. So I told him the time where I got profiled as a cop. If you watch my other videos, I explained that story. And, you know, the professor was like, dang, like, he looked at me in a totally different way because I shared that story. And like a lot of people really don't talk in class, but if you ask questions and you engage in class discussion, automatic. And you sit in the front and you go to every class, those are the, man, come on, bro. I'm giving y'all too much for you. Number four, do all classwork and homework assignments with fourth effort. I know that party's gonna be popping on Friday. I know when you get out of class, you wanna just go right to your dorm and take a nap or whatever, but you always gotta make sure that you do your homework and papers and stuff like that with fourth effort. When I say fourth effort, that means 100% effort. So if you have an assignment due, I say go to the library and knock it out. Give yourself about 2 hours. Just take your time, because the professor can tell if you rush through an assignment if you really didn't care about it. Some people like to do their homework last minute or their papers last minute, and you can just tell it looks a hot mess. So always make sure that you do your schoolwork and homework assignments with fourth effort. And say if you don't do it, you're gonna get a zero. Zeros on your college grade affect your grade so much. Like I don't know if you understand this, but when you get a zero, it literally usually drops your grade down for a whole letter grade, and like that's really bad. So make sure you do all your homework assignments and schoolwork fourth effort. Number 5, extra credit assignments. Now this is really important because extra credit, it can't hurt you, it can only help you. Literally, when you do an extra credit assignment, it just adds points to your grade. Even if you get a 0 on an extra credit assignment, it won't even hurt you. So if you do an extra credit assignment, not only does it only help you, but it also lets your professor know that you care about the class and that you care about your grade. A lot of kids at the end of the semester, when they have like a 79 or 89 and they want to like round their grade up to get an A, professors will look to see if you did that extra credit. And if you didn't do the extra credit, they're going to be like, look, you had the opportunity you had a free opportunity to get these points and you didn't do it. So no, I cannot bump your grade up. Now, if you did the extra credit and you had an 89 and they see that, they'll be like, I mean, you did show that you cared about your grade. You know what? I got you. I'll bump it up just off the strength that you actually cared about your grade and did the extra credit assignment. And it can't hurt you. It might take a little bit extra time, but like I said, you're paying thousands of dollars. Why not do your extra credit assignment? Why not get these free points that you're paying hard money for? So those are super, super important. Number 6, visit your professor's office hours at least twice a semester. None of that emailing stuff. I only see us emailing them if it's an emergency, if they're not in their office hours or it's the weekend. But if you have a question about your grade or a question about an assignment, visit their office hours instead of emailing them. You want to know why that's important? Because number 1, they know your face already because you sit in the front and you go to every class, but they might not know your name. So if you go to the face-to-face with them, number 1, you're taking the time out your own day to come see them. That shows a lot to a professor. Like, this guy cares about his grade so much that he's coming to my office to talk about his grade versus, just sending a BS email or a short little email or asking them after class. Going to their office hours shows them that you want to improve and that you care about your grade. So that is like really important because you want them to know your name as well. They know your face and they know you coming to class, but they don't know your name until you go to their office hours. I mean, they might know your name, but it'll help you out if you go to the office hours even more. And this is a message to my terrible test takers because I can't take a test. I can't study for a test. It's hard for me. When you go to your professor's office hours, you need to let them know that you're a bad test taker. Number 1, will they respect that? They'll look into it because number 1, if you get a bad grade on the test, they'll know that at least they know you're a bad test taker and that you have issues taking tests. So that way, like if you don't tell them that you have issues taking tests and you get a bad grade on the test, they're just gonna give you that bad grade. You respectfully go to their office and tell them, hey, I'm trying so hard, but I'm just really a bad test taker because I'm literally a bad test taker. I fold up on tests. I can't study for them. I'll be studying for them all night long and I get into the test room and I fold up. I'm just like, what the heck is going on? So like me personally, I let all my professors know I am a terrible test taker and I apologize for it because like it's an issue that I have. But if the better that they know, the more they can help you out in the long run, whether it's giving you study tips, whether it's helping you out a little bit, whether it's, letting you slide a little bit on a grade. Like literally professors want to know that. And if you don't tell them, they're just going to it's just going to look like you don't care. You're out there getting C's and D's on tests and you're not talking to them about it. So why should they even worry about hitting you up if you're not hitting them up about your grade? Number 7, bring your personal life to classroom discussions. I know I said volunteering class discussions, but if you're talking about anything that you could relate to that's going on in your life, raise your hand and tell a story about something that happened to you. Number 1, it engages class discussion, and number 2, your professor will remember you and your story that you share. For an example, I mentioned when I got pulled over by the cops, when I got stopped when I was outside my house. I always tell stories like that, or when I got racially profiled at this job up the street and we were talking about race issues. I always bring that stuff up because at the end of the day, the professor will remember your story and it makes you look good because you have enough confidence to tell the story. So like, bring your personal life to classroom discussions. Whatever you went through, if you're comfortable with sharing it, definitely share it in class. Number 8, this one should have been number 3, but when you walk into class, good morning, Professor So-and-so. Good afternoon, Professor So-and-so. How was your week? When you leave, see you next week, Dr. So-and-so, or have a great day, Dr. So-and-so. Thank you. You always want to make sure you're engaging them. A lot of people, they just walk into class all mad with their hood up, sitting all back, and you walk in and greet them, they're like, oh, okay, he said hi. And then you sit right in the front seat like you ready to learn. It's a good first impression, man, I'm telling you. Number 9, go to the writing center. Every college has a writing center. I'm pretty sure every college has a writing center. All the yards I've been to, they had it. A writing center is basically where you take your paper there, and they have pros and people who are advanced in, you know, typing papers and editing and stuff. They check your grammar, your citing, format, all that stuff. And basically, like, they just edit your paper. And when they edit your paper, they send your professor an email that you took the time out your day to come to the writing center. So that way, when your professor's grading your paper, they can already look, okay, this Justin took his paper to the writing center, so oh yeah, this is good. And sometimes they bump your grade up even more if they see that you took your time out the day. They really can't really fail you because you took the time out your day to get professional help. Last but not least, number 10 is find your study hours. Everybody has different study hours depending on your classes, if you have a job, if you have a hobby, a sport, and you know what I'm saying. So find a time in the day that you like studying. Me, for example. Me personally, it doesn't have to be anybody. I like studying in the daytime in between classes because number one, at nighttime, I don't want to even think about doing schoolwork. You're going to have to sometimes if you're not really a night person because like exams and stuff, but I hate doing schoolwork at nighttime. So when I get out of class or if I'm in there, I always go to the library, you know, don't bring your phone with you. Do not bring your phone to the library or turn your phone off and put it in your bag. And text whoever you got to text, like, hey, I'm doing 2 hours studying. Do not, you know, you can't get in contact with me for just 2 hours. But you need to figure out what time is the best time where you can study. And studying doesn't always mean reading books and doing it. Studying means doing papers, doing homework assignments, catching up on your stuff. I say at least an hour a day. Like some days it'll be slow. You don't have to do an hour every day, but like at least an hour a day. It needs to be some point in the day where you can, you know, just look over your schoolwork, check up on your assignments so you don't get any zeros because zeros hurt grades the most. When you start missing assignments and stuff like that, that will knock your grade down so bad. So you want to make sure that you look at the syllabus and stuff like that and peep it out. The reason why you will pass that class is because number one, when the professor goes at the end of the semester, the end of your grading, you know, they're going to see Caitlin, she got a B. Jared, look at it, says he got a C, he got a C. Justin says he got a B. Oh no, he does. Oh, Justin, hold up. That's the one who sits in the front of the class. That's the one who volunteers in class discussion. That's the one who never misses a class. That's the one who comes to my office hours. That's the one who takes all his papers to the writing center, man. Justin is a joy in my class because he just shows that he cares a lot. And it says he has a C. He didn't do too strong in that exam, it looks like, but he shows that he cares. You know what? I'll give him a B just off the strength of him trying. And I'm telling you, that's what all 95% of professors do. I'll never forget, I took a psychology class my freshman year, and I'm not even gonna lie. I think I got like a D on 2 exams. I should have got a D in the whole entire class. But I was so engaged in the classroom and Karen showing her that I cared about my grade, you know, doing extra credit assignments and stuff like that. She gave me a B, bro. And I did not deserve that B. If I didn't get that B, I would have never got that scholarship my freshman year with my poster on that thing. Like, literally, she looked out for me. I took a rock class, which I had no idea what was going on in that class. I hated that class. I hated learning. It was boring. But at the end of the day, you got to show your professor that you care. So if you care about the professor's class, they will care about your grade. Long story short. But you have to care. I'm not going to be able to sit with you and wake you up and force you to go to class. I'm not going to be telling you when you walk into class, hey, sit in the front. It's all up to you. If you decide to do all those steps, I promise you, you will pass any single college class, whether it's a C, B, or even an A. You might even be really good at the class, but you just enjoy it. You're just so used to just engaging in the classroom and showing your professor that you care that you're just natural to it. So with all that being said, it would be no point of you watching this whole entire video if you actually didn't use it. Please use this free knowledge because I'm telling you, it worked for me throughout undergrad. And I'm telling y'all, man, the free game is here. I ain't sugarcoating nothing. I'm telling you the top-notch secrets of college and universities do not tell you about, man. It's GOATS University, where we're academically, socially, and spiritually superior. Coming at you next with videos coming up short. Also, I'm dropping these t-shirts soon. Saying you like it. Look at that back real quick. Goated. Excuse my haircut. But yeah, we out here, man.